The Song of the Sandbags by Robert W. Service, 1874 to 1958. Nah, Bill, I'm not a spooning out no patriotic tosh. The cove behind the sandbags ain't a death or glory cuss. And though I strafe some good and hard, I doesn't hate the Boche. I guess they're mostly decent, just the same as most of us. And I guess they love their omes and kids as much as you or me. And just the same as you or me, they'd rather shake than fight. And if we happened to be born at Berlin on the spree, we'd be out there with Ans and Fritz, dead sure that we was right. A-standin up to the sandbags, it's funny the thoughts what come. Staring into the darkness, hearing the bullets Zing, zip, ping, rip, hark how the bullets A-leanin against the sandbags with me rifle under me ear. Oh, I've had more thoughts on a sentry-go than I used to have in a year. I wonder, Bill, if Ans and Fritz is wondering like me. What's at the bottom of it all? What's all the slaughter for? He thinks he's right. Of course he ain't, but this we both agree. If them as made it had to fight, there wouldn't be no war. If them as lies in feather beds while we kips in the mud, if them as makes their fortunes while we fights for em like hell, if them as slings their pot of ink just had to sling their blood, by crust I'm thinking there would be another tale to tell. Shivering up to the sandbags with an icicle stead of a spine, don't it seem funny the things you think here in the firing line? We what zit zut, Lord how the bullets whine, hunkering down when a star shell cracks in a sputter of light. You can jaw to your soul by the sandbags most any old time of night. They talks of England's glory and the holding of our trade, of it empire and destiny until we're fair flim flam. But if it's for the likes of that bloody war is made, then what I say is empire and destiny be damned. There's only one good cause, Bill, for poor blokes like us to fight. That's self-defence for earth and home and them that bears our name. And that's what I'm a-doing by the sandbags here tonight. But Fritz out there will tell you he's doing of the same. Staring over the sandbags, sick of the old damn thing, firing to keep myself awake, hearing the bullets sing. Hiss twang, sing bang, saucy the bullets sing. Dreaming here by the sandbags of a day when war will cease, when Ans and Fritz and Bill and me will clink our mugs in fraternity, and the brotherhood of love, of labour, will be the brotherhood of peace. Okay, this is a poem by Robert W. Service. Robert Service. He was born in Lancashire. He was brought up in Ayrshire in Scotland. When he was 22, he emigrated to Canada, and he started working for a Canadian bank. He worked for many years in the Yukon, and he started writing ballads about the Yukon, about the gold rushes and the big open country of the Klondike. And he started writing, and he kept writing, and after a while he started to be able to make some money for this because his work was very successful. And let's see, he went, I think in 1912, 1930, he went to 13. He was sent as a correspondent to the Balkans War. And then he became an ambulance driver and a war correspondent during the First World War. And this poem is about the First World War. It's about a man talking to his friend, and he's thinking about the reasons for the war. He's thinking that the people that he's fighting against are not really his enemy. It's the leaders of his country and the leaders of the Germans are the people who are fighting. He doesn't hate the Germans. He doesn't hate the people that he's fighting against, because he understands that their situation is exactly the same as his. He's wondering why they're there. He's wondering. He says that the reason for him to be there is to protect England, to protect his home, to protect his land, to protect his family. And he's not really there to protect British trade and things like that. If it's to protect British markets or to hang on to British colonies, this is not something that he's really there to fight for. So no, Bill, I'm not spooning out no patriotic tosh. I'm not talking patriotic rubbish. The cove, the bloke, the man behind the sandbags isn't a death or glory cuss. He's not somebody who's fighting for death or glory. He's just like me. And though I strafe some good and hard, I doesn't hate the Boche. And if I shoot at them, I shoot at them very hard. I don't hate the Germans. I guess they're mostly decent, just the same as most of us. I guess they love their homes and kids as much as you or me. So I'm sure they love their homes and their children, just like you and me. And just the same as you and me, or me, they'd rather shake than fight. They'd rather shake hands with me. We shake hands and let's not fight. And if we happen to be born at Berlin on the Spree, and if we'd happened to be born in Germany, we'd be out there with Ans and Fritz, dead sure that we was right. And if we'd been born in Germany, we'd be on their side. We'd be with Hans and Fritz, two archetypal Germans, and we would be sure that we were right. A-standin up to the sandbags. It's funny the thoughts what come. So he's in a trench. This soldier's in a trench, and he's the side of the trench is made of sandbags to stop it from collapsing. Standing up to the sandbags, so he's standing at the sandbags, and he's probably got his rifle, and he's looking out just over the top. It's funny the thoughts what come. So you get funny thoughts, staring into the darkness, hearing the bullets hum, hearing the bullets go, zing, zip, ping, rip. Hark, listen to how the bullets hum, listen to the noise the bullets make. A-leanin against the sandbag. I'm leaning against the sandbags. I'm at the edge of the trench with my rifle under my ear, so my rifle pointed out. Oh, I've had more thoughts on a sentry-go than I used to have in a year. So when I'm here, I'm thinking. My mind is always moving, is thinking about things. And when I'm on sentry duty, I have hundreds of thoughts, which is not something that I normally do. I wonder, Bill, so he's now talking to his friend is Bill, if Hans and Fritz, the Germans, I wonder if the Germans are wondering like me, what's at the bottom of it all? What's all the slaughter for? Where does this war come from? Why are we killing each other? He thinks he's right. Of course he ain't. Of course he's not. But this we both agree. Yeah, so they both think they're right, and they both know that the other isn't right. So it's almost very ironic. And if them as made it had to fight, there wouldn't be no war. And if the people who started this war had to fight, there wouldn't be a war. So the people who started it, the high important people, if they actually had to fight, there wouldn't be a war. If them as lies in feather beds while we kips in the mud. Okay, so if the people who are lying in comfortable beds while we sleep in the mud, if them that makes their fortunes while we fights for them like hell. So if the people who make a fortune while we are here fighting, if them as slings their pot of ink, so if the people who write about it had to shed their blood, had to sling their blood, by Christ, I'm thinking there would be another tale to tell. So the story would be very different if the people sleeping in feather beds, if the profiteers making fortunes, if the people writing about the war had to fight and die, then this would be a very different thing. Shivering up to the sandbags. So he's shivering, it's cold by the sandbags, with an icicle, a long piece of ice, instead of a spine. Doesn't it seem funny the things you think here in the firing line? So it seems strange the things you think about while people are here shooting at you. What ziz zut, Lord, how the bullets whine. So my lord, the bullets are making a lot of noise. Hunkering down when a star shell. So to hunker down, to make yourself small when a star shell, this is something that explodes, that it illuminates the whole area. Cracks in a sputter of light. So it sputters light and you can see everywhere. You can jaw to your soul by the sandbags most any old time of night. So you can talk to your soul, you can talk to yourself, you can think when you're standing by the sandbags almost at any time of night. They talks of England's glory and old in of our trade. So they're talking about the glory of England and hanging on to our trade, of empire and high destiny, until we're fair flim-flammed. So flim-flam is a load of tosh, is a load of rubbish, is to bamboozle, to confuse somebody with high words. So they talk of England's glory, keeping our trade. They're talking about empire, high destiny, until we don't know what they're talking about. But if it's for the likes of that the bloody war is made, then what I say is empire and high destiny be damned. So, but if this war is about empire and high destiny and trade and things like that, then damn the war. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight for things like that. There's only one good cause, Bill, for poor blokes like us to fight. There's only one reason, Bill, for us to fight. That's self-defence for earth. I think this is for hearth and home. Yeah, for your fireplace, for your people, and them that bears our name. So it's defending your home, defending your people. And that's what I'm doing by the sandbags here tonight. And that's what I'm doing standing here by the sandbags. I'm protecting my family and my home. But Fritz out there will tell you he's doing of the same. But Fritz, the Germans, would tell you that they're doing exactly the same thing. They're protecting their homes from me. Staring over the sandbags, looking over the sandbags, sick of the whole damn thing. I'm sick of it. Firing to keep myself awake, so shooting bullets to stop myself falling asleep. Earin, hearing the bullets sing, hiss, twang, sing, bang. Saucy the bullets sing, so the bullets are making lots of noise. Dreaming here by the sandbags of a day when war will cease, and Ans and Fritz and Bill and me will clink our mugs in fraternity, and when the war finishes, the Germans, Ans and Fritz and Bill, my friend, and me will clink our mugs, we'll have a drink together in fraternity, and the brotherhood of labour will be the brotherhood of peace. And here the brotherhood of labour, these are the poor soldiers. This is not the rich, this is not the officers. There is the brotherhood of the poor working men, of the people on the front line. And that will be a brotherhood of peace, and they will be brothers. So, this is about the First World War, it's about the futility of it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Song of the Sandbags by Robert W. Service.